Hello, I'm Shani, and I have just had a very, very exciting call with one of my followers. So, if you don't know, the TLDR is that I am a TikToker, I guess, content creator, but mainly on TikTok. And I made this series and I brought it to YouTube also, which is where I analyze celebrity style. I call it my train of thought on the person's style. And I go down the rabbit hole of what their outfits remind me of and just kind of really geek out and see where it ends up. I try to encourage people to get inspired, do some research, and then based on that research, go to their wardrobe, see what resonates with them, experiment, put new combinations together out of what you already have, right? I would constantly get comments on those videos or receive messages from people saying, I would love you to do this for me. Can you do this for my wardrobe? But they weren't so much asking in that way. They were more like, what are your rates? Do you do personal styling? I think a lot of people assumed that I was a stylist because I was making styling content or style-based content. And my normal reaction was just to be like, oh, I'm not a stylist, sorry, I don't have rates because I don't do this, I'm a content creator. But then she was the third person in 1 week to message me, but she DM'd me, a girl named Evelyn, because it was something about the way she asked me made me think, maybe I could do this. But I didn't feel comfortable charging her because I've never done this before. So I kind of asked her, would she be my guinea pig? And could I try and put a program together and try to translate what I've been doing in these videos into a way that could work for a person and their wardrobe and their look and whatever needs and problems that they have and what they want help with. So I said to her, would you be happy for me to do this with you and record it? And if we felt like it was successful, maybe I could then offer it to other people as a service, right? She was like, yes, she was down. She said that I could record the calls. She emailed me a Pinterest board. I'm going to put this all on screen so you can follow along. And she basically said that her pain points were that she loved these like very glamorous images, but she did not know how to translate that into her everyday wardrobe, into her daytime wardrobe. She didn't really know how to apply all of the fashion icons that she looks up to herself, and she kind of got stuck in a bit of a fashion rut where she was wearing outfits that looked good and that she liked, but she was just kind of like wearing the same thing all the time, and she didn't feel like her clothes said anything about her, or if they were speaking, they weren't saying what she felt. Okay, that was her problem. Now, when I saw this Pinterest board, I was like, girl, ow, just hit my elbow on a chair. I was like, girl, you're in the right place because we have a lot of crossover in the things that we like. So it was the perfect starting point for me to experiment with this. So I took her mood board away and I kind of tried to put a deck together for her. I didn't just want to do like, here's an outfit that I planned for you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to tell people how to dress in terms of like, I think this suits you. I want to give her the tools to decide for herself what looks good on her and just give her the knowledge to be able to explore that in a different way. The deck was a 22-page document that covered everything from what her pain points and remedies were, my assessment of her mood board. I wanted to give some food for thought because style starts in the mind. I assessed all of the muses from her mood board. I gave historical case studies that she can apply to her own ethos, and then some outfit formulas with different independent brands that she might like. We also decided it would be fun if I gave her like vintage search prompts, keywords that she can use when she's shopping on like Vestiaire or eBay. So if you want to see the full breakdown of this deck, then keep watching. Otherwise, you can skip ahead to 38 minutes and 34 seconds to see what the final reaction and review was. So without further ado, here is my first ever personal styling session with Evelyn. Enjoy.
The good thing actually about your Pinterest board, two things. The first one is that it's stuff that I love. So I was like already really passionate about it. And second of all, everything that's on that is just really come into fashion in the last like 2 months. So
I
now
know.
it's really easy to find stuff.
I
Um,
like.
Everyone starts selling all their nice stuff on Vinted and eBay. So sometimes trends are good.
Yeah, I definitely in the last couple of months, I'm like, wow, I could really just if fashion is a train, I could stay at this stop
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just hang out. And I know everyone's gonna wait to get back on the train and go to the next trend, but I could really just hang out here.
What I've done, so I've put like a bit of a deck together, I guess. But there's blank pages because I need to ask you some questions today to like make it more personal.
Oh my God.
So I've really got it.
Dying. I
Wait, that's not the
am
button I
dying.
wanted. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I could cry.
Just don't cry. So I looked at all the stuff you sent me. From your email, I figured out these were like the problems that you said. It was like trying to translate a Pinterest board into your actual wardrobe, bringing like the late night glamour from those pictures into daytime outfits, and then actually like building a wearable wardrobe with that in mind rather than just like random outfits. So then I thought the remedies for this is like, yeah, figuring out what the actual themes are that made you like the stuff on the mood board.
Mm.
And like I don't the way I don't like capsule wardrobes because I like to shop. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah, right.
But what I like is like having outfit formulas. So like I don't I have a lot of different styles personally,
Mm.
but they're always the same formula. Like it's always like the same type of top, the same type of bottom. That kind of is what works for me. I don't know what works for other people, but I kind of prefer
Yeah,
that than like a capsule wardrobe. So I figured if we put together like three kind of formulas based on that,
that's amazing.
then that is like a way to tangibly do this.
Yeah, yes, it's
So
beautiful.
then this will change after I speak to you, okay? But this is like the program I'm trying to work on. So I noticed like some very fab people on your mood board that I am obsessed with. So Elsa Peretti, Bianca Jagger, Deanna Vreeland. This is why I'm wearing my red cardigan today.
Yeah,
Like I wanted to tap into some Vreeland energy.
yeah,
Audrey Hepburn. And the thing that they have in common is ease. I feel like they are really easy dressers. So like they feel really glamorous because they are really glamorous people. And I think it's a lot about energy, which is actually really annoying because it's like, well, years they're just all stunning. Like, great.
that's
But
the main
it's
issue,
when you
right? Yeah,
actually look at what they're wearing, it's all really soft fabrics, it's all really comfortable a lot of the time. But then it's just like the accessories and like the way they pair it together that makes you think that it's not, but it
yes.
is. So that's kind of what I threaded together for those people on the Pinterest board.
Mm.
Um, they wear a lot of like the loose silhouettes, which I guess is very 70s, and a lot of stretch fabrics. And I feel like because the 70s was after like the free love liberation of the 60s, it was
Mm.
kind of like we had access as women to the comfort that men had had the whole time. So like a lot of suiting and like trousers.
Yeah,
Those are some colors that I picked out from your mood board, but again, we're going to talk about colors that you actually like. You're already kind of wearing the colors and fabrics from this mood board right now, with the grey marl, so that's good.
yeah.
And then that picture is not relevant. I just love that dress code. But I feel like the words pour vivre would be like easy glamour. The energy is very like, oh, this old thing.
Oh my
That
God.
is
I,
very that. Like they're very
yeah,
just like, oh, I just threw this on. It's like functional luxury, 24/7 wardrobe, so they're
yeah.
always chic. Soft fabrics, metallics, tonal. That's the vibe.
Oh my God.
I'm having so much fun. I think this is like
Yeah, me too.
cool. Then I feel like my approach is kind of like it's not just what you wear, it's a mood. Like, and it is like, okay, for me, whenever I'm having like a super depressed week or like a bad week, I always watch DVF Woman in Charge because it's the best documentary ever from Diane. Have you seen it? Oh, it's so
Oh,
good.
I haven't.
Oh, you have to
Yeah.
watch it. It's Diane von
Yep.
Furstenberg's like movie, and it's so good. I think it's on Disney Plus. I have to double check that. But that's the one I always watch, and it just makes you want to get dressed. So I feel like we were saying before we started recording, it's like sometimes you think you want to wear all of this stuff, and then when you wear it, you just feel like SpongeBob. Like it's just right
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you're not connected to it. The times that I get dressed the most successfully, or like I just feel like I'm really into it, even if the outfit is actually horrible, but I feel like it's not horrible, is
Mhm.
when I'm really inspired. That's why I love watching fashion documentaries. Like people always ask me, like, "Oh, what books do you recommend?" And I'm more of a watcher. Like I
Same,
like to see
same.
the whole thing, and then I'm like, "Oh, like I want to gain character." Um, so
Mm.
I thought I should put in like food for thought here because I feel like that is a big part of dressing. So I've listed like some documentaries and a couple of books. I'll probably add to this. Um, but yeah, this is like
Yeah,
it's a lifestyle, right? It's not just like
totally.
a costume.
Hmm.
It's like
That's exactly what I had said at the beginning. This is
yeah. I should have recorded that because you gave a really eloquent speech at the start.
oh,
It's world building.
hmm. Yeah, and I just I feel like there's times when you put clothes on to just be decent and go out into the world, and that is of value to not be nude walking in the street. But there's just something to be said about being able to speak about yourself with just visual. And
Absolutely.
that requires an up leveling of your intention that doesn't come from like the actual cut of the clothes. Like it comes from something more, like it's a vibe.
100%. And just like sometimes finding like-minded people doesn't happen in real life. Like you need to outsource. And for me, it's DVF. Like I feel like Devil Festival is like the northern star of my life. Like I literally worship that woman, and she's just so cool. Pat Cleveland is another one. Her book on this list. Oh, and because still, I don't know if you've ever watched many of her interviews, but the
No.
way she speaks, oh my God, she is like she doesn't just talk. It's like she's always like reading fiction. Like she's so descriptive and she's so over the top and she's so passionate. So when you read her book, it's like you can see it, you can feel it, you can smell it, like you are there with her. And that's another one like this, because obviously she was like with Halston and she was with like
Yeah.
Stephen Burrows, and like it's just so fashion and it's just so great. Andre Leon, of course, another book where like, he's so descriptive. So I feel like, do you know, all of these, the Eye Has to Travel, I think should be shown in schools. Like literally.
Like base fundamental
It should. Then I put some pages together about some of the women, but funnily enough, are not the ones I listed on the first page. Whatever. So Bianca Jagger, obviously, she was all over your Pinterest board, and like, of course she was. She's so great. And I put like a quote from each of them because that's fun. And she doesn't want to wear what every other woman wears because she won't be dictated to. And I had to put quotes in because you start to see a pattern that they're all kind of similar in their point. Some more like practical things about their style. She's really fluid, like with women's wear and men's wear, which I love that when there's really glamorous women, but you're like, actually, they're very androgynous, but people don't really notice that much. But she actually wore a lot of like suits with cummerbunds and like, but yeah, she had that fluidity, and it was again ease. Ease is like the word here. And then she does a lot of headwear, like hats, fascinators, veils, birds. She wears a lot of white, a lot of jewel tones. And then who was next? Oh, of course, Diane Kilmerstenberg.
There he is.
She says the biggest mistake a woman can make is to not be herself in public or in private. Yeah, I like what she does with tights. I feel like that's a very easy way to like make your outfit more interesting. It's just like different tights.
Yes.
And that's a texture, so that's great. She is all about living lightly. There's a quote from her about like, if you pack light, you live light. I don't apply that to my life at all, but
yeah.
But she always highlights her legs, like always in all her outfits. She wears really high pumps and tights. I'm not really into like dressing for your body. I just think you should wear what you want. But that is like one way of feeling great if you have one thing that you like. And you can see her. She knows she has like the longest legs in the world, and that's what she focuses on. Then she does that thing where she wears one color all the way down, or like one print all the way down. Then we have Zoe Kravitz. We're in the modern muses now. They were the
exactly.
She's on your mood board a lot. Now the thing about Zoe Kravitz is she shows so much skin, and like no one like they do notice, but I feel like she gets away with it so much more than other people because she's so nonchalant about it.
Yeah,
so, I mean, not everyone's comfortable enough to have like their whole ass out or like their whole breasts out, but it's because she went to the Lenny Kravitz school of showing skin. It's like in her bloodline to be naked all the time. But she wears a lot of black and nude, and her outfits always look really interesting, but she only really wears those colors, and I feel like it's because she does a lot of texture. So it is the sheer and like the pleats, and then it'll be like the net or the crystals, but she doesn't really do much color. She mixes being very ladylike, very like femme fatale. I don't know if that came in more after she played Catwoman, but it's always like this ladylike thing with like a wink, which I quite like about her style.
Yes.
And then in the daytime, she's completely masculine, which I love. I love that she can just do everything. And then she kind of has one makeup look that it like ties it together as well, which is cool. And then Erin Wasson, which I literally was like Googling pictures of Dree Hemingway for half an hour before I realized that that's not who was on your mood board.
I love it.
But I feel like they're always kind of grouped together.
Yeah.
The same era, the same like hair. I haven't looked at her style much, but she's actually got a really great style, so I'm happy that you put her on there. I haven't really looked at her since she was like a big model.
I had those people that were like with all the Studio 54 and all this. I was like, I've got to find someone that's just wearing jeans. And I remembered that Erin Wasson was at one point that person for me.
Yeah.
That translates. But as time has shifted, I that was very much like I need to put something that's casual on here. But regardless, her style has always been something that falls in the effortless, like
Mm,
it's like, oh, this old thing that you were mentioning before.
exactly. And I feel like, funnily enough, those other people will get there are much more casual than we think they are. I think that's like the next slide. But she's like super casual and she does the thing that I wish I could do. I've actually, I did order a few pairs of Erin Weston style trousers, I feel like recently.
Nice.
Yeah. But her whole wardrobe is just classic pieces, which is why she can never really go wrong. I'm too like, I
Yeah.
can't help it. I need to buy the purple and green jacket
Yes.
like
Yeah.
once a year, you know. But I wish, like, when I was reading like her style ethos, she was saying her goal is to have one of these like Japanese rails with 5 t-shirts and one pair of trousers, which I
Uh,
could never. But
yeah.
you see
I
that in her style, and she always looks great, and it is classic. I noticed her day and night really blur, which I quite like, and that's kind of what you were saying in your
yes.
email. But she just does it in a much more subtle way. And I feel like because she is so minimal, you can kind of focus on like that black dress on this slide I really love because it's just like such an interesting shape. But it's so shapeless. You'd feel so comfortable in it because it's just like it's about the dress. It's
Yes.
not really about like, oh, do I look like this or that? It's just like here's a great shaped dress. It's huge. That's my outfit. And I love that. But it's all loose, it's all minimal. I think it's quite kind of speaks for itself. And these are some modern iterations because now, like, it's all coming back, right? So Tom Ford's doing it, Saint Laurent's doing it. What I like about the Saint Laurent thing at the moment is like, obviously this season they've gone far more 80s, which I love. But that suits collection from last season is the easiest thing to copy. I've been copying it so much, and I'm not even ashamed to say that I'm fully in the trend. And
Yeah.
like, that's Rosie Huntington-Whiteley there. That was her wearing it to the recent show, so it wasn't the previous show, but all the girls were wearing the last season, and they all looked fantastic. Like every single person that he dressed with the tinted glasses and just the men's suit, they all just looked like so good. And I like it because I feel like what is happening at Saint Laurent is like it's almost like it's almost like Anthony Vaccarello like knows that the 80s glam that he's done this season is very like um women dressed by men and it's like very impractical and we love it but it's like not day to day, so he's kind of given us that option to dress completely as a man and
Yeah.
still look so fucking sexy, and I kind of love that that's happening there.
Yes.
And then that funny picture at the side, I don't know if you can just see us or if you can see the screen. I'm going to move us.
Yeah. No, I see it. I see it.
Yeah, the after party looks was sensational. Like I saw a
Yeah.
few people on Instagram at the after party, and it's very your mood board. It's all like these reflective, silky, bright colors. Like, and she's got like the sort of Jerry Hall swoop hair Kiko there. I just thought this is everything. It's all your mood boards alive and well in
Yeah. Yeah.
2025. Like it's the perfect time. Okay, the Horstenets case study. Because the Horstenets, right, was like so ridiculous. And it was Horston like at his worst, at like the peak of his addiction, like it was his worst behavior. Even that picture says it all. Look how he's sitting, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he styles them for like every second of that trip. So they went to a tour of China and Japan in '79, and he literally like had some like maniacal like thing. He styled like every waking second of this trip. All the girls had to be wearing like from breakfast, lunch, dinner, the bus, like the thing. And they had like 100 million outfits each. But the goal was that no matter who they were standing next to at any moment, they would look good next to each other.
Goodness. Wow.
Which is like if you like look up pictures from it, it does kind of show you like what can be done within the realms of one color palette. It's
Wow.
almost like so it is. I do think like the horse they're in my head a lot because it's like the shawls, like the jumpers, and they just all looks great. So like it was awful, but I still love it.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had to put that in. Okay, now the first formula is like the everyday formula, right? So this is like just so you're even wearing the same color as Freedom right now, so you're halfway there. These are the looks where it's like they're taking a backseat to your life. What do you do for work? That's what I need to know.
Um, I'm I'm an artist.
Perfect.
Yes. I'm
What,
an
what
artist
type of
with a
art?
date. So there you go.
What type of art?
I'm an actor. Yeah,
Okay.
an actor, creator of theater and making movies and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
But I have to support myself through a day job. So that is very corporate. So
Okay.
but I think that that's the thing, is that I want to incorporate more of my artistic side in my day job, which I'm at most of the time. But the thing is that I go into Manhattan and I'm in the city, so I'm like, okay, even though I'm going to this 9 to 5, I still, I have the romanticism of going into the city, and I want to feel fabulous in
Of
that.
course. And like Studio 54 was right there. Like,
Oh,
you
oh,
could
it's in
breathe
all the
it.
streets.
Um, so yeah, these are like the looks that will sort of like take a backseat to your actual life. I guess like your corporate life, your day-to-day life. Um, like everyone has to have this wardrobe, unfortunately. So in terms of the mood board, I'm thinking these are the ones that you want to feel as close to sweats or pajamas as physically possible without wearing that outside. That's
Yes,
always
yes, yes.
so I put in, I keep pressing like,
That's so funny. That's exactly what that's
yeah.
my, but oh
So
no.
in terms of like fabrics, it's like fine knits, marls, like herringbone trousers, like one color all over. And I think these pictures that I put, like I love Elsa and Deanna just in those like beigey colors. I just
Yeah,
think it's so chic. You wear the trousers, you wear the jumper, it's so comfortable, but you look like someone who knows what they're doing in life. And
yeah,
then there's Audrey Hepburn, like I love the way she's just done like really cool accessories, like the snood, the glasses. Glasses will take you very far in life. I'll say that. Like glasses like save 80% of my outfits. But then just to make it a bit more like specific to that era, I feel like it's a lot of wrap tops. Like that's why
mm,
I like the wraparounds, the turtlenecks is like long cardigans, like a trouser with like a matching long cardigan or a wrap just is so much more elevated than just wearing like a t-shirt or something.
yeah.
Then we talked about the snooze headscarves, but like the XL glasses, a shawl. Why don't I wear shawls in my everyday life? What the hell? Like that's what I noticed in them. They're always wearing these like shawls or like those shawl coats you can get. They're fashionable again now, so you can find them on eBay for like really good prices, like a good wool coat or something. So this is where I need to ask you questions. So I'll fill these in, then I can sort of tailor it to you. But then it's like daytime glamour. That's like where maybe it's not just work and home. It's like you're going for a lunch, you've got a client meeting, maybe you're going to like a acting class and you want to feel great. So this is where you want to up the ante a little bit. Feel, like sometimes you just want to get dressed. Sometimes like I need to feel something today. So like fit together. That's when I wear a bra, when I want to feel like
Yeah.
I'm strapped up.
Happen.
So for this version, it will be like more cottons in like the shirts, like a bit of silk, maybe like a faux fur. That's when the interesting tights come in, the tweeds, gabardines, like the suit fabrics, a bit more structured, a bit more masculine, or like just throw it, even like just the previous outfit before, but with like a big fur. So it's
Yes.
like it's still low effort, but like you feel like you're ready for the day rather than just like errands. A long slip dress. I noticed that was a thing for these women. Like if you have like a long sleeve and you throw a slip over it, that feels a bit more like casual. I don't know.
Mhm.
And in addition, more shirts. I feel like a shirt does make you feel a little bit more alive than just like a jumper.
Yes.
And then the same accessories can apply here. I feel like unique jewelry. Also, we didn't talk about that. Like even in the other picture, Vreeland had like the horn necklace. That's very her, and it's like a very plain outfit, but then that's her touch. So I guess you'd figure out like what's. I love personal jewelry. Like I wear the same jewelry every day because
Same.
I love signatures
Hmm.
and things that like not to be morbid, but like when you die, people are like, oh, she always wore that ring. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I like things
He
like
gave
that. I
it to
think it's
me.
romantic. Yeah. So you kind of tailor that in your on your own way. Again, blank page, we'll figure that out. And then, oh, we're going for the night now. We have to have a night wardrobe.
Yes, of course.
So this is like what I noticed with those women and that era. It's a lot of sheer panels, reveal and conceal. I don't know what your comfortability level is here on being naked, but there are ways to do sheer without showing your whole body, right?
Yes.
So that's what we have to talk about today.
Yes. Love that.
um, because but whether you're like you can see in the middle, Bianca Jaggett is covered. Marisa Berenson is not so covered. Lauren
Hmm.
Harper, that I love, has one breast out and one breast in.
Like the halvesies.
The middle ground. But the fabrics is like silk, organzas, chiffons. Everything is loose. Caftans. Like caftans are going to happen this year for everyone. Hooray.
Yeah.
One shoulder. I never wear one shoulder, but it's so chic. I think because I have curly hair, it makes me look like a Greek god, and I don't know how I feel about that. Look, you have long straight hair, so you can do it and not look like Athena or something.
Yeah.
I feel like a jumpsuit is a very like thing that suits everyone. And in this era, they were so wide and like it could be a high neck, but it could also be a plunge. So there's like room to experiment there. And you can get so many jumpsuits secondhand as well. That because it was such a staple at the time, you can find them like in every size and every color. Um, and the long dress, like
Yeah.
that's the right. Large earrings, like the XL, 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 XL earring. That was like a good one because a lot of the time you can wear a very plain dress to tap into this style, and then it's just like a big earring. You're done. Again, it's ease. It's not a complicated wardrobe. Um,
Yes.
one thing that I want to explore more this year from that era is the flower in the hair,
Mm,
like a peace lily just in the bun.
yes.
So stunning. Like, when did that die? Like,
Yeah.
why did we stop doing that? Bracelets as well. Like, they stacked bangles a lot, which questions for you. So, in how was that for you? Like,
God, I'm floored. I'm just like beyond. I'm over the moon. It's just
hey, but in terms of like your dressing, your comfortability, what you like to wear, like, where do these things land with you? Like,
yes, I felt like you said it perfectly with the this old thing.
mhm,
That sense of ease, that sense of like I when we were talking about the like the inner the inner mood of I'm just I'm like I'm alive, I'm glamorous, like I'm
that's it.
alive. I move through the world with ease and just oh this old thing, yes, and the XL and just this sense of I don't know, like moving through space, feeling like taking up moving through space, taking up that space, but also just relaxed in that. And that the clothes reflect that with the materials and the cuts and yeah, even just the ease of bringing things together. That there's like a playfulness that's just relaxed.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
through all the all the looks.
Perfect. And I think that what you just said, moving through space, like
Mm-hmm.
if that is not a cry for a caftan, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's that. So in terms, so how do you like what do you usually wear? Like if you were gonna go out, let's say for the night, like what's your go-to look?
I mean, it'll typically again. I think you're catching me in a in a era of crisis. I had
That's
like
perfect. That's
that
exactly what I want. Not that I want you to be in crisis, but that's like the perfect building block. So I need to know
that
like, where you're at.
yes, I definitely I overhauled and I have just my body also just I gained a lot of weight over the COVID, so it was I'm very much at like a zero. So at this point, I'm just wearing I typically am wearing like neutrals, blacks, creams, colors. If anything, like a um, statement bright, singular monochrome colors,
Mhm.
and it'll like just I like I have like just like a silky skirt, like a turtleneck shirt, and put that on
Okay.
tights. Like it's it's what I at this point I'm like, okay, at least I know that I like this. um,
Right.
so it's very fundamental, very I don't have a lot. I gave a lot away. Um,
Hmm.
so yes, it's typically like it'll be like some like a black bodycon with
Hmm.
some tights, like a heel, or I'll do like you were talking about like formulas. I'll do like a skirt, either a short or a long skirt, and some type of like just sim like if that the skirts are black, the shirt's black, everything's black right
I like
now.
this though. It sounds like you say it's a crisis, but it sounds like it's a crisis that looks good. But so is it like you just feel a little bit like trapped in this one place and you're ready to like try other things?
Yes, I
Or is
think
that scary?
it's no, I'm not I'm really more than anything um I'm not scared. It's more that I'm at paralysis. Like I go
Hmm.
out, try to find something. And again, like when I said, oh, it's that I need to get more cowl neck, or like I need to do more of this. And then I go to the store and then I'm just like, this is not what I meant, even though
Yeah.
it's a thing. So at this point I'm just like, I need to take a pause on trying to figure it out from whatever viewpoint I'm taking, like it is this, and just kind of like strip down to what is it that I'm trying to convey, or what is it that I'm trying, like what is it when I say it is this, what is it that I'm really trying to say. So
Right.
the things that I'm wearing right now, it's not that it looks bad, it's just it's not me.
It's not speaking. It's not saying anything.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So I think what I will do then, I will put in a few like suggestions because I think that's fun. But
Yeah.
I think for you, the overall outcome is just more like the vibe.
Yes.
Look, it's cool actually because you're an actor, so we can just make them characters. Like,
Exactly.
another question that I had is like, where do you shop usually? Like, are you more like you go to shops, or do you do more like vintage, or like what's your vibe?
I'm across the board. I used to be a huge vintage, like I actually for a while had a store where I would go,
Wow.
I mean I'm like in, on online, but I'm from New York, I'm from the Bronx, and in the Bronx there was like a bunch of I don't know why the Goodwills would bring all the really good things to the Bronx and no one would ever go there. So I would just source things. I love sourcing. I love it. I love finding that used to be a passion of mine, was like finding I remember finding a pair of Chanel pants like in this like dinky Salvation Army by my house amidst like all these other clothes, and I remember being like, you should not be here. Let me save you. And
Mm.
finding my first DVF wrap dress in the same, it was just, I love sourcing things. I think what I'm interested in right now is I would love to find independent designers,
Okay.
things I just don't know. That's not a world that I'm tapped into. So
Okay. Cool.
I want to I want to be able to invest in like new things that are creative, right? Like alive and creative and in that pulse. So yeah,
I
I'm
love that.
very,
So
very across the board.
yeah, because I feel like one thing when you sent me your first email, that I was sort of like, how would I approach this? Because I was looking at like what other people do in terms
Mm,
of like virtual styling and stuff, and it's a lot of just like links and like buy this, but like kind of doesn't really go with like my ethos. So then I was
yeah,
thinking, okay, let me find out where you shop, because just if you were like, listen, I'm a high street person, fine, I would then I'm happy to just send links. But
yeah.
this is cool. Independent designers, well, I can definitely put a list together for you in this realm, but also vintage. Would it be cool if I did a list of like search prompts?
Oh my God, that
So
would
it's
be
like that's why I always wish someone would send me, because I search the same things, and sometimes
yes,
it's just like wording things in a slightly different way, or like that could just be cool.
yeah,
So I'll do that rather than just sending his a link to something. Um,
yeah. I would.
yeah.
I mean, what's crazy is that I would, with the Pinterest, some of those Pinterest photos that I sent you, I would like take like Google Lens on them and like try to figure out the name of like necklines or like this and that. And I was just like, I remember doing that for the first time and being like, I'm doing this for everything. And so that would be incredible. Just like searches, like,
Yeah,
what do
yeah,
I,
yeah. Let's do that. Let's do searches and then brands then. Um,
that's
I'll put a couple of like little outfit inspirations just because that's fun, and like I feel like I should in that deck. And then what else did I just think? A thought just like passed through me. Where did it go? That was what I was gonna say, because I also don't like, one thing that I don't love that I see a lot of in like personal styling right now is like, okay, one thing I hate actually is the color analysis. We're not doing that. And
yeah,
I don't really like these whole like here's body types and wear this. I would much rather, like you were saying, like find designers and find brands, and then you choose what you are
yes,
comfortable wearing. I would never want to tell someone, well, you're this tall, so you shouldn't wear that. And you like, I just think
yeah.
I don't agree with any of that. I don't think that's what it's about. I think you wear what you're comfortable in. I
Yes.
don't care if like someone around the corner thinks that you shouldn't wear this hemline or like, yeah, I think that's a cooler way. Designers, search prompts, and just more like starting points, and then let you play because you
Yeah.
obviously have good taste already. Like,
I feel like this is like rather like than teaching like that saying catching a fish
mhm.
rather than teaching them how. I totally see why, and I understand the appeal of that desire to get that kind of information. It's just it bring for me it has brought me back to, and now I feel soulless. Right?
Yeah, and I was talking to someone about this in my comments actually yesterday because they I did a video about Andre on telly and they were saying that what they love about Andre is when he had like his huge weight gain, he just adapted fashion to suit him, and it's so cool, right? And then
Yeah.
it becomes iconic look, and then fashion followed suit. I understand the appeal of it, like as you said, and I understand like wanting to just be like, you know what should I wear to make me look really great? And there is a neat like an appeal to that, and I've done it before, and we've all worn an outfit that makes your boobs look really great, and like, I get it, but I also think it's limiting, and bodies are not in a permanent way. We're changing all the time. We're gonna change all the time. We're gonna age. Like you can't fight it. So I think it's much more useful to get information that can apply to wherever you are, rather than like you go and pay to have a stylist or something, and then you get this whole wardrobe for this one body type, and then 3 months later you look different, or 5 years time you look different, and then you have to do it all again.
Yeah.
Who's that helping? It's like you were saying, it's a teach a fish, catch a
Mm-hmm.
fish thing. So yeah, I'm much more interested in just like theory and this way of dressing.
Yeah. Well, that's the feedback I give you, is that it does offer that what you
Yeah.
just laid out. And even with, yeah, it's like you could have they could have the formula, this is what you should wear, but then that inner drive that comes from like the documentaries, and
Yeah.
that's not going to be there. And I don't know, that to me is the fun, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I want to be able to wear clothes and it be fun to try them on, and it's another creative outlet.
Yeah, that's why when I did the formulas pages, they're more about fabrications and like combinations rather than like wear this one silhouette for the rest of your
Yes.
life. Because it's just not realistic. It's just not realistic. It's more of having like a foundation to just
Mhm.
refer back to. So cool, this is fun. I'm gonna apply the answers to these questions to that deck, and then I'll send it back to you like within the week. But if you could like, yeah, send me some pictures of like your favorite things.
Wonderful. Yeah. So by the end of the week, my homework is I'll send you some of my favorite things that I have.
And then we'll circle back. If you do dress up, then you can send
Okay.
me some pictures.
Yeah, that there is that sense of the before and an after, and I would love to have the homework of the after.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would love that. If you're comfortable, let's do it. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
it
thank
was
you.
so nice to meet you.
And thank you, like not just for this, but um I don't get to talk to people about this in this way, so I appreciate your time too, and just the hang, the general fashion hang.
Oh my God, I live for this, literally. It's been a pleasure. Absolute
Yeah.
pleasure.
All right, well, have a wonderful rest of your day, okay?
Yeah, you too. Bye.
So I finished the deck and I put in all the things that we discussed at the end of the call, independent designer recommendations, vintage search prompts, and just tweaked things to make sure everything fit in with her lifestyle. I also added in just tips and tricks that I've came across online that I thought were relevant to what she was trying to achieve. And here is Evelyn's feedback. Shani's advice was immediately practical and easy to apply. For instance, she quickly picked up on my love for effortless glamour and tonal elevated basics. I decided to combine my comfiest black pants and sweater with my shag coat, creating a perfect balance of comfort and style. I styled my hair in a simple French twist, added a gold trinket necklace I've been building for years, slipped on XL sunglasses and finished the look with black suede slides. And just like that, I was ready to go. Before, I never would have thought to pair that jacket with a leisure set, nor would I have known which elements would best support the relaxed vibe I wanted to channel. It was a revelation to realise that all these pieces were already in my closet. I was invited to a gala, and as usual, I fell into the I have nothing to wear trap. But this time I had met Chani earlier in the week, and our deep dive into two of my style icons, Bianca Jagger and Diane von Furstenberg, helped shift my perspective. We explored how to merge their signature looks with the key elements of my own style map. that Chani had highlighted. This exercise reminded me of a short black crepe dress I had tucked away in my closet. I paired it with sheer black tights and a pair of satin Manolo Blahnik pumps I hadn't worn in years, simply because I hadn't figured out how to style them. The tonal black ensemble felt sophisticated, and I decided a jewel-toned lip would add the perfect pop of colour. For an extra layer of effortless chic, I threw on a faux Angora coat. But what made the outfit truly special was the confidence and ownership I felt when I looked in the mirror. Every detail, from the dress to the accessories, felt intentional and authentic expression of my style. I was instantly drawn to Chani's approach to fashion. World building, finding your true north, and expressing identity through clothing. I knew I wanted her guidance. She was everything I hoped, knowledgeable, inspiring, and effortlessly fabulous. She helped me clarify what I love and translate it into practical insights for everyday life and special occasions. I felt completely supported, and I left with a beautifully curated visual packet to guide me forward. XX Evelyn. As soon as she sends me any looks, you guys will be the first to be updated, but this experience has been so enjoyable. Of course, as soon as I started and saw her Pinterest board and stuff, I was locked in, I was fixated, I was having fun, but truly sitting down and having that personal interaction and really getting to discuss fashion with her, I didn't leave in the whole call. I did edit it down because we were yapping away for about an hour, but it was just so enjoyable, and it just felt so much more human, than just comments on a TikTok video or DMs, and then getting her feedback and seeing her reaction and her having such a positive experience. It just made me really realize that I would love to do that again. So if you're interested, DM me and we can tailor something to you. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.